Utah has led the nation in job growth and economic outlook, but we are losing our competitive edge. Other states are surpassing Utah in 3 key areas, and if we don't fix them now, we could slip to middle of the pack. Utah 2.0 is a 3-part initiative that will correct punitive business taxes and train a qualified workforce for the 21st century. 1. End the 3-year life sales tax penalty. Utah is only one of 8 states which punish businesses that invest in Utah workers' tools of production which wear out in 3 years.
This is not just a few $1,000s, minimum of hundreds of thousands of dollars that we spend on this sort of stuff every year.
We have visited dozens of states looking at where we might expand as a company. And taxation in manufacturing is a big deal for companies like us. We utilize an enormous amount of tooling, welding gases, of chemicals in powder coating, all kinds of manufacturing inputs that in Utah are double taxed. That's all there is to it. They are double taxed. And in other states, manufacturing inputs is a much clearer exemption.
There's an assumption that a useful life of a piece of equipment is running it 8 hours a day. And that's just not how work goes anymore for companies like ours.
Not all businesses are running 24/7 like we are, and so we wear our stuff out faster than other businesses. And so I do wish the playing field were a little more even.
Many other states, almost all the other states, don't have that particular tax in place.
2. Make Utah's corporate income tax competitive and allow an electable single sales option for all businesses. This will reduce taxes for employers with high payrolls and significant assets located in Utah. Utah is being outpaced by other states that attract jobs and capital investment in their state. With a single sales factor, a business can hire employees and build a plant in a state with a lower income tax burden. Good for the economy and Utahns and their families.
ATK certainly supports lower tax rates, which allow us not only to return better profits and attract better shareholders, but to also have the free cash flow necessary to make the non-recurring investments in our plant, in our infrastructure, and in our equipment that allow us to deliver the best and most competitive price on aerospace products to our customer base.
What they're discovering is that the more that they can incent companies to take raw products in their state, create something of greater value, and then export it out of state, the higher impact on the economy, the greater the financial benefit to the economy. Well, that's what single sales factor does. It incents companies to produce products in the state of Utah and export them out of state.
And 3. Align Utah's workforce, training and educating them for the jobs and careers available now and into the future.
It's always a challenge having enough capable employees.
We are looking for people in sales and engineering, and those are the 2 categories where there's a shortage of people in the state.
We often recruit from out of state because we can't always find all of the talent that we need in state.
We can't get everybody within the state of Utah that we'd like to get. We'd like to be able to do more, to be able to get as many people from Utah, but within the medical device community and the med tech experience that we need, we've had to go out of state.
We have job openings and the need for anywhere from 700 or 70 to a couple hundred different employees. 50% of our jobs do pay a 6-figure salary. Those are the jobs that we always have the hardest trouble filling.
And if we don't have people who can help us innovate, who can help us solve problems, high-tech problems, that really starts to limit our ability to grow as companies. And I think that really eventually limits the state's ability to grow as well.
The legislature must ensure that post-secondary institutions are providing stackable credentials and aligning their training to workforce needs. We must give incentives for stackable credentials so a student working towards a bachelor degree has industry-designed marketable credentials and skills that allow them to earn $40 an hour or more rather than a minimum wage.
We have universities with physical resources and faculty. There is no reason why universities cannot offer certifications. If we can get them through a UCAT or Weber State or UVU or Dixie, we should be able to have certification programs where they spend only about $2,000 or $3,000 for a whole years of education. When they come out, the state recovers the $2,000 or $3,000 within the first year of the state taxes being paid or the sales taxes being paid.
The legislature has some obligation to help students understand where they're headed, what would be a good opportunity for them, what their economic prospects might be. We also as companies need all the help that we can get.
Utah's colleges of applied technology and Salt Lake Community College must be retooled to ensure that we end the backlog of training that employers need and the waiting list of high demand and high wage industry certifications.
Anything that we can do to help students to be more informed about what the opportunities are relative to the degrees they're pursuing, I think it's a good thing.
It's not about a 4-year degree. It's about finding the jobs and then getting kids skilled up so that they can perform in the jobs. Sometimes it's a 2-year degree. Sometimes it's vocational training. Sometimes it's our UCAT system. I think we're agnostic in terms of how we get them there. What's the important thing is that we get them there.
We're grateful that Utah lawmakers are re-examining the partnerships they have with businesses throughout the state of Utah with the proposal of Utah 2.0. We're behind Utah's commitment to be an economic engine in the country, and this plan will help keep the momentum invigorated.
I really believe that the legislature should take a much stronger look, and the Board of Regents should really start redefining the role of universities in the modern age.
I want not just my kids close by, but I guess I'm being a little selfish. I want my future grandkids close by. I want them to be able to get jobs in Utah. So I'm telling my kids, you go get STEM skills. You go find a way to get the skills that are 21st century where you can get a job right here in the state of Utah. And I want to be able to tell every parent that same thing, that their kids, if they'll get these skills, that they can get jobs right here in Utah, and those parents can see their future grandchildren too.